Hi friends, I am Miss Cherry with Ventura County Library. Thank you for joining me tonight for Bedtime Stories. We are going to start with a silly joke. Why did the teddy bear skip dessert? Why did the teddy bear skip dessert? Because it was stuffed. All right, friends, let's get some wiggles out. Let's do some stretches. Let's open our arms up wide and give the world a hug. And then wrap yourself up tight and give yourself a hug. Open your arms up wide and give the world a hug. And then wrap yourself up tight and give yourself a hug. And then let's grab some flowers and a bubble wand. And let's smell the flowers and blow the bubbles. Smell the flowers and blow the bubbles. Last time, let's smell the flowers and blow the bubbles. Okay, what do we do to get ready for bed? We need to put on our pajamas. We need to brush our teeth. Wash our face, maybe take a bath, get a special lovey. And what else? We have to read books and sing songs. So let's sing our song about reading together called The More We Read Together. You sing it with me, okay? The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read big books and small books and short books and tall books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Nice singing, friends. Tonight we are going to go on a camping trip. So our first book is A Camping Spree with Mr. Mcgee. And that must be Mr. Mcgee there. Oh, and look, he has a friend. And they're in a trailer having an adventure. Let's see what they get up to. This story was written and illustrated by Chris Van Dusen, and thank you to Chronicle Books for allowing us to read this story tonight. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. Mcgee and his little dog Dee packed up their camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, or possibly 3. There's nothing like camping, said Mr. Mcgee. I know you'll love it. You just wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. And the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log, said Mr. Mcgee to his small spotted dog. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on the hill with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Mount Jefferson, too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. Oh, there's the brook, and there's the waterfall. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. Mcgee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind the far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. So far, so good. That's a nice camping trip. As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear. A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear. He couldn't see far, and he couldn't see near. But he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. Where are the marshmallows? That's never good. Never leave food out when you go camping. The smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. What's happening? Yet that didn't stop the sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. And as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Now that the camper and car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride with Dee and McGee sleeping soundly inside. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now what in the world was that? McGee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for... What were they headed for? The big waterfall! Dee and McGee both started to quiver. As faster and faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, scared to look, their camper got stuck on a rock on the ledge. That was lucky. So there they were, stranded, McGee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall, 50 feet up. Meanwhile, the nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more. Do you see anything that looks like a marshmallow? When lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch, not something to eat. The bear was determined to capture his prize, so he jumped in the water, right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall and snapped up the trailer hitch, camper and all. Dee felt a tug. McGee heard a knock as the bear pulled the camper right off of the rock. He dragged them both all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet, but quite rank. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay, while McGee and Dee's camper again rolled away. It flew down the path with a jolt and a jar and stopped in some bushes right next to the car. That was lucky. Dee popped her head out. McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, "That trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be." So when they got home, with the sky turning red, they decided to camp in the backyard instead. That was a camping spree with Mr. Mcgee. That was a fun story. I think it'd be fun to camp in our backyard too, even if we can't get in the great outdoors, right? It's a fun one. Let's see, what's a good camp song? I think I hear lots of animals out there on our camping trip. I think there's going to be some insects and frogs. So let's sing 5 green and speckled frogs. So let's find our log and let's find some frogs and let's sing 5 green and speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. 4 green and speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs. 3 green and speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 green speckled frogs. 2 green and speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 green speckled frog. Last one, let's do it fast. 1 green and speckled frog sitting on a speckled log eating some most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. Nice singing, friends. Okay, we have one more story for our camping adventure, and it is called Woodland Dreams by Karen Jameson. And thank you to Simon and Schuster for allowing us to read this story. Oh, look, there's the woods. I see a deer. Oh, looks like a woodpecker. So many things. Thank you to Chronicle Books also for allowing us to read this story. Woodland Dreams. Come home, big paws, berry picker, honey trickster, shadows deepen in the glen. Lumber back inside your den. Come home, velvet nose, antlered swimmer, pondweed skimmer, daylight's fleeting, wade ashore, bed down in the great outdoors. Come home, tiny hooves, wide-eyed runner, spotted sunner, evening sounding, scurry rush, safely nap in wooded brush. Come home, swift legs, furry schemer, red-tailed dreamer, night winds blowing, trot this way. Mountain dens, your hideaway. Come home, long ears, meadow hopper, clover cropper, twilight whispers, time to furrow, curl up inside your burrow. Oh, and there's another stream in this story. Come home, shiny scales. Wide-tailed splasher, cascade crasher, airs cooling close to shore, slow to rest on water's floor. Come home, hard shell, midday napper, sudden snapper, dusk's upon us, almost home. Pull inside your comfy dome. Come home, strong beak, woodland borer, bug adorer. Darkness beckons, take to flight. Snooze in tree hole overnight. Come home, bushy tail, treetop dasher, acorn stasher. Moon is rising, scamper climb. Doze in nook till morning time. Come home, painted wings, nectar sipper, dizzy dipper. Stars are twinkling, flutter, search, light upon your leafy perch. This way, small boots, brave trailblazer, bright stargazer, cabins toasty, blankets soft, snuggle deep in sleeping loft. Every creature's tucked in tight, woodland dreams swirl round tonight. And there's all the drawings that she did of all of the animals. That's a fun thing to do when we go camping. You can make little sketches of any creatures we find. That was Woodland Dreams, a sweet bedtime story. All right, friends. Before we go tonight, let's sing our bedtime rhyme. We need 1 fluffy quilt for my bed, 2 soft pillows for my head, 3 teddy bears to hold on tight, 4 kisses for a restful night, and 5 big hugs. Then out goes the light. Good night, friends. I hope you have sweet dreams and excellent camping adventures in your future. We'll see you at the next story time.